Well, please thank you for coming on my show, and please tell everyone about yourself.
My name is Santiago Villalobos. I was born in Gregory, Texas. I still live here, by the way. Can't get away from this little damn town. I grew up, I was born here, was raised in a little town called Oswald Tivoli, which is about 30 miles up the road. Did some theater in high school. Loved it a lot. Was mesmerized by just the script, I'm like, wow, since I was a kid, always like reading, when I first saw it when I was like 6, 7 years old, and we were doing little skits in elementary, but I was just mesmerized by that script. And I'm like, wow, and it tells you to go stage left, it tells you what to do. And you know what I mean? And I was like, dang, it tells you everything, what you have to do, and so I always liked it. Then I did it, high school, I did theater arts. And then I graduated in '93. Oh, do the math, how old I am. and then I went to the military. I did 3 years in the Army. Infantry, 11 Bravo. Woo!
Right.
Back when I was skinny,
Yeah.
And anyway, so I did a 3-year stint in the military. And then was going to use that GI Bill money to go to college. And then I didn't know what to do, really. I was like, man, what do I do? I really didn't think about it, but I signed up for college, and I just kind of, I was like, well, I'll just take the basic courses right now. I'll figure that out later. And then I did some more courses, and then I drop out, and then met a woman, had a baby with her. And so I do like a semester and then drop out, do another semester. It was back and forth. And so that I got out in '96, and then like 2000, that's when me and my ex were having problems, and then we broke up, and then had this crazy dream, bro. I got to tell you this dream. It was right before we broke up. I went to sleep one night, and I always, like I said, I always thought about acting and all that, but never really took it seriously, because it was like in my head, I'm like, wow, how am I gonna do that? I don't know. Nobody told me how to become an actor. I guess you have to go to Hollywood, And one night I went to sleep, and I had this crazy dream. Like I was there. I mean, it wasn't even a dream. Like it was reality. Like me and you speaking right now. And I was just like, I was on set. I found myself on set, and I was like the director of this film. And there was cameras, there was camera guys, there was lights, and the actors were there. And I was like, what the heck? And I'm like, this guy gave me a script. All right, you ready to go? And I'm like, oh, then like in my head, I knew what I was doing. Like, oh yeah, we're doing this scene. And I was, directing the actors, and I want this, telling the cameraman, hey, I want this angle, that angle. And some stuff I've never done in my life. I'm like, what? This is cool. And we did this scene. The whole dream was about us, me doing this scene. And I can't really remember what we were doing in the scene. I just remember I was coaching everybody, and then I was telling everybody what to do. And I woke up like, wow, man, this was an awesome freaking dream. You ever had a dream like that where you're like, this is real?
Yeah, I did have a dream. I did have a dream like that, and I do agree. It does feel like it's real and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So 100% with you.
Check this out. I didn't think nothing of it. I thought it was awesome. That very next night, I had the same dream again, and I was like, what? And it was a little bit different from the first one, but it was like I was there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, this is so freaking cool. Like I didn't want to leave. I'm like I would tell myself, please, don't let this dream end. Whoever's there.
And is that pardon me, is that when you decided to start acting?
Yeah, I'm getting to that. So it literally happened like every day for like a month and a half, and I would like I was like, it got to the point where I would go to sleep early so I could go into the dream. And my wife was like, well, why are you going to sleep early? I'm like, oh, nothing, I go to sleep, and I would have the dream, and I was like, wow, finally. One day I woke up, and I was like, okay, God's trying to tell me something. All right, cool. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep one more time, and I said a prayer, and I was like, if I have this dream one more time, I know you're trying to tell me that I need to be in the acting business. So said a prayer, had the dream, woke up, told my ex about my wife, she's ex now, but told her about it. And she thought it was cool, this and that. She was, well, why are you going to be an actor? Like, how are you going to do that? I said, I don't know, but I have to do this. And so I said, well, what I'm going to do is, the little town we were living in didn't really have like I think it had like a small college, but so I'm like, well, I'm going to go to Corpus. It's a little bit bigger. And I had a brother down there. So I said, I'm going to take my GI Bill and go start going to classes over there. And when she saw that I was serious about it, she kind of was like, man, you're crazy, man. You know what? You got a family, blah, blah, blah. You got a kid. You're not thinking right. It can be 20 years before you be in a movie. You know what I mean? So we had this long argument. I said, I got to do this, And so I went to Corpus, and then I said, I'll bring you over, you and the kids later. Let me get situated. And she said, sure. So like I came in and did all like paperwork to get into school. Well, this took about 4 or 5 days, back and forth doing paperwork. And because in those days, it wasn't like it is now, where you can just email everything, and back then you had to go, you had to go to the school, you had to get all the paperwork, you had to send it in. It was a big fiasco. And so, and now you can just do it online. It's like real easy. Back then it wasn't. And then I had to switch from the Army. I had to call the Army, hey, I'm going from that school to this school. And they have to switch everything over. So I went back to go say, she was gone, left me a goodbye letter. So I'm like, golly. Anyway, so I was like, oh, well, I got to do this. So I just enrolled. I started doing theater because I was like, well, an actor wants to be an actor. I guess, theater, right? If a doctor wants to be, how does a doctor become a doctor? You go to school for it. So that in my head, it was just like that. Let me go to theater.
Well, that is, pardon me.
No, go ahead.
Really, really good, really nice story. How everyone gets in, how everyone has a dream or a passion to get into acting. That's really wonderful. But let's talk about you got to work with a famous actress.
Yeah. I just wanted to give you
No, I do appreciate it. No, I do appreciate it. But well, I'm sorry. A famous actress. What can you tell us about that experience?
Wow, that's another little story. Okay, I let me give you the.
And it's called the Athens of Eden.
Yeah.
And movie. I'm sorry, before we get into the story, what can you tell everyone about this film?
This film, it's kind of like two stories in one. The main guy is played by Garrett Hedlund, and he plays like an ICE guy. The guys the immigration. They go around and they collect up all the illegals and send them back. But he's having like a moral struggle with it because he kind of sees how they treat the immigrants, and his buddy sitting there beating them up, and he's like, whoa. And then he ends up falling in love, unbeknownst to him. He falls in love with an illegal, so he's back and forth with it. This Zoe Saldana, who's the second, well, she's actually the first lead, he's the second lead, but she's forced to leave Mexico, and then she kind of sees what goes on, with the coyotes when they cross you over. And so it's a little crazy story how that goes. She ends up having to take care of this little girl because when they're in the van, the cartel guy, he starts picking women at random. You come on, you. So he picks this mother, and she as they're grabbing her, she gives the kid to Zoe and says, "Please take care of her for me," And so Zoe promises her. So she comes over and she's now just got a little kid with her, and she crosses the border, and then she runs into me. I'm the one who picks her up and put her to work. Nothing legal, it's a little illegal.
And where was this filmed at, and how long did it take for this film to be made?
We filmed in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and the surrounding area. It was mostly New Mexico. I believe we were on set where they were about roughly 2 months. About 2 months, maybe a month and a half, about 2 months, I think. And I was on set 2 different times. I did like a 10-day stint, and then I did like a 3-day I did like 10 days, and then I went home for like 3 weeks. Then they brought me back for the last part. Yeah.
And how was
So
it?
I got a lot of good FaceTime. You know, they cut out a few things, but it's all right.
And when will this be released to the public to watch?
It got released. It's showing now. It was released on Friday, April 12th.
And where can
But
people watch it?
looks like AMC is where they're kind of showing it. All the big cities are showing it. Well, when you get into the little towns, it's some theaters show it, some don't. I've noticed, like in Corpus, it's a medium-sized town, but only like one theater was showing it, but the other two didn't. But you know, so I don't want to say limited release, but it looks like it kind of is because it's not showing everywhere.
Right, right. And
You
how
know what
was
I
it
mean?
working with Miss Zoe?
Oh wow, wow! She's amazing, man.
Mm-hmm.
I see why she is up there. You know, with she's an amazing actress. It's rare. I've acted alongside a lot of actors, and it's rare for the other actor I'm working with to get me, like, oh, like, goosebumps, and I can feel their energy. That's like, I want to say maybe 2 or 3 actors in 20 years that I've worked that have done that. One of them is my brother. He can get me going for real. He's pretty good. Zoe, Lee, she was amazing. I mean, she scared me, and I'm like, even the director was like, Santiago, you look scared, because I was like, what? I was like, okay, I scared anymore. Look at this face. But she brought it, man. Oh, and I loved it. I was like, she made me like, golly, it was just,
And I saw you got to take
she's
a picture.
intense.
I saw you took a picture with her.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That was great, man. The whole experience was amazing. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you the quick story of what happened. I had quit the business for 6 years. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I went through like a divorce. I went through, child custody stuff. So I said, I'm going to quit acting for a while. I had to get back to regular work, pay for lawyers and, lawyer fees and all kinds of stuff. So I just stepped away for like 6 years. And I said, once my kids grow up and they're 18, then I'll get back into it. Well, lo and behold, it happened way ahead of time. Where I got this, I was looking at my email, and I was like, what? I got a C-mail. C-mail is like, for all the actors, they know, it's for the actorsaccess.com. You get a C-mail. It says that you get a notification. You probably have an audition. And I hadn't got one in like 6 years. And I was like, what? So I clicked on it. And then it said, hey, Santiago, we're auditioning actors, Hispanic actors that are bilingual. And the director liked your look. Would you be interested in auditioning? I was like, bro, straight from heaven. I was like, what? Nothing in 6 years. And then all of a sudden it was just in my lap. So I go, and I hadn't auditioned in years. So I called my old agent, and I said, hey, can you help me? These people want me to audition, and I don't have no equipment. I don't have nothing. It's like, and I know she has a little setup. She goes, yeah, come on down. So I went to her house, and she, fixed it all up, and, she read with me. And
Mm-hmm.
she kind of coached me a little bit too. She's like, she was a great actress as well at once. Now she does casting, or she runs an agency. And so she kind of like, hey, do it like this, do it like this. So we kind of finally got it
Right,
down.
right.
And she goes, I think this is good. Let's send it. We send off the audition. And then the next day it was like, hey, the director wants to see you. I'm like, wow, that was fast. And so can he wants to set up a Zoom meeting. So I said, okay, yeah, sure. So we set it up. I went back to the agent's house and met with the director, and he just said, and he's Zoe's husband, Marco Perego.
Oh, wow.
And
That's amazing.
I love his accent. He's from Italy, so he was like, Santiago, yeah, very, very, you got a very good look. I need you to do the scene for me. I love his accent, bro. And so I read with the other lady, and he just went, yes, I think we can work with you. Yes, you're very good. Congratulations, you get the part. And I'm like, oh shit. And then I could see off to the corner of my eye, my agent was like, and of course I wanted to do like, oh my God, I
Yeah.
got the, but I had to be like, I was like, yeah, right, yes. He goes, somebody be getting in contact with you. And so that was just a little backstory of what happened. So, but yeah, I got to
That's amazing.
act with Zoe. Yeah.
what can you tell us about meeting her?
She was amazing. Like when I first got there, we had they call it the meet with the director. Everybody does that. So you go in, they pick you up from the hotel, and and then you go and then you meet the director, and so he was just like, hey, hey, congratulations, hey, welcome. This and that. We saw the other actors. I saw Garrett Hedlund, and the other guy was there. I was like, what? He wasn't in the movie. He's the guy from. He's the ex wrestler guy, but Batista, Dave Batista. He was there. I was like, I thought he was in the movie, but he was just visiting. So I was like, oh wow, this guy, it was cool. Because a lot of times other actors will come visit, and they're not in the movie, but so I got to meet on some of the other actors, and then I went to wardrobe, and then when I got out of wardrobe, I'm talking to one of the actresses, and then I turned and pops up Zoe, and I'm like, oh, she was like, hey guys, she's really nice. And I told her, hey, it's gonna be a pleasure to meet you. And then she told me, what part are you playing? And I'll never forget it because it made me feel so good. I'm playing the part of Dolores, and she went, she goes, oh yeah. She goes, I could see why they picked you. Because she had the big beard, looking kind of menacing. I'm supposed to be in a cartel, So she was like, oh yeah, 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 they did good. So she goes, it's gonna be a pleasure to work with you. Man, it was like the whole time I was like on La La Land, bro, like on cloud nine, like wow, like my
Well,
dream came
that's
true to be on a big,
amazing. That is
yeah, big Hollywood
100%
production.
amazing that you got to work with Zoe. That's
Yeah,
amazing. Uh, Now in 2022, last year, you were in the film Free Dead and or Alive,
yeah,
and you were a cab driver. And
yeah.
what can you tell folks about this film?
It's a very good film, directed by Eric Bernard. This movie was it's kind of like that. It's the immigrant having to
Hmm.
flee her homeland to come to America, and same kind of almost, it's not the same, but it's the same thing where she comes illegally, of course, but she has to come for a reason, and she meets up with the coyote, and then he brings her over, and then there was just that them cartel guys is after him, and she comes from El Salvador, I believe, and she has to go across Guatemala and then Mexico, and so Eddie Gannon plays the main actress, the main part, and then the second lead was Seth Michaels. Two great, brilliant actors. They're awesome. I love working with them because the scene I was in was with them, the two leads. Great scene. If you ever get a chance, watch it. I'm the cab driver, the disgusting cab driver. They made me look nasty. They had food all over me and stuff in my beard,
Oh,
and they
wow.
greased up my hair where it looked like I was just nasty. But I was
And
supposed to be
where can
disgusting.
people watch this film?
They can watch that on Tubi. You can watch it on Prime,
Uh-huh.
Apple TV. I think all platforms now. I think I know those three for sure. We watched it the other day here at the house. My sister wanted to watch it, and I think we watched it on Prime.
Okay.
So yeah, check it out. It's called Free Dead or Alive. When you see the disgusting cab driver, I got my long hair down, and great. It was like two scenes, but great working with him. It was awesome. It's a good movie.
Well,
Good movie.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
My next question for you, do you have any upcoming projects?
Um, there's one film that hasn't been released yet. I'm waiting for that one. It's called Adam the First. If people remember Michael Duchovny from the
Hmm.
X-Files, he's the main lead in that one. And then Oaks Fagley, who was the little kid in the Pete's Dragon. He's the lead. I think he's Adam. So I'm waiting for that one to come out. 'Cause I can't wait for him to come out so I can make an updated actors reel,
Right, right.
because the one I
Well,
got now is
I
old.
mean, and I totally understand you can't talk
Yeah,
much about it because of SAG and all that stuff. So
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
totally respect that. You know, for you as being an actor, this is your passion, your dream. You know,
yeah.
you this is amazing what you're doing. What is, if you could go back in time,
Mhm.
do you regret anything that you've done?
Oh yeah, there's a few. Um, the one thing I wish I would have done is just start at an earlier age. I had done so many years that I didn't know what to
Hmm.
do, and had I known what I know now back then, I was like at 18 years old, I would have started the acting business because it was always there. The energy was always there. The passion. I had to come out of my shell because I'm kind of shy. I've noticed a lot of actors always say that, like the famous ones are like, I'm actually kind of shy, and but acting makes you act like somebody
Hmm.
else, and you're not you. So and it, my acting coach kind of did that for me. She's amazing. Sorry, I got something in my
No, no,
my,
you're
my
okay.
throat
That,
starting.
that's the one thing
Um,
that's amazing about
um,
um
her
acting.
name's Mona Lee, by the way. Mona Lee from Austin, Texas.
Oh,
Great actress and great acting coach.
that's
So Mona, you see
awesome.
this? Thank you.
One thing I noticed about the acting is that you let the energy out. You let people know about you. And that's
Yeah,
the one thing I will say. Um,
thank you, sir.
you're very.
I want to give you some. I want to give you some props, man, because when I see you, I was like, man, I was like, who's this guy here? I love what you're doing. You're doing a little, uh, the thing on the internet, and I met you through the Julian, the little actor who's awesome, by the way. Julian, you see this? You're awesome, brother. I got it. I found you through him, so it's great how we can just network and the internet's there for everybody.
I do appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
You know, networking, like I said,
Network. Yeah.
Julian is a wonderful actor. He's been on my show, a couple of times, and it's amazing what he's done. I'm proud of him. He's a SAG
Yeah.
now, and
Yeah.
all this stuff that he's worked on. Um, he's on Netflix. He's dubbed on Netflix. He's been on projects.
Yeah.
Um, and everybody wants to know more about him, you can watch my previous show I did with him. But it's wonderful that you connected through me to me through him.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I mean, a connection means a lot. We support each other in this entertainment industry,
Yeah.
and we've done, we're a family in this entertainment
Yeah.
industry, and SAG
Yes,
or
sir.
not, we support each other. So thank you. It means a lot, and
Yes, sir.
um, it keeps me going, interviewing
Yeah.
actors and actresses, producers and directors in this entertainment industry.
Yeah. I want you to keep doing your thing, man. Before you know it, I mean, you just might blow up, and you're gonna have a big platform. So just keep doing what you're doing, and I'm gonna do my part and throw the word out for you, because I know some actors and actresses that might be interested in doing your show. So, and they've done some big stuff, you know.
I appreciate no, it means a lot, and I appreciate it because
Mhm.
I love what I'm doing, you
Yeah,
know, and this is uh my passion. It's been my dream, and
yeah,
thanks to Ellen and everybody else who has supported. Well, not Ellen has supported me. Was supported. I've been a big fan of
sure.
her.
Yeah, I know what
But
you mean.
it is. This is what I love. What I'm doing, and this
Yeah,
is how I get a platform to get people out there, let them know about what is
yeah.
going on.
You know what's the cool thing also about being an actor is when you're on set and you see like a lot of people that you've seen on TV that are right there. Like when I did the Alamo back in the day when Dennis Quaid is right there and Billy Bob Thornton's talking to me. And I was like, wow, and it's West Studi, and I'm like, golly, these, I got to hang out with Billy Bob. Billy Bob told me, I love his accent. Hey, Santiago, come on back to the hotel. We hang out. I was like, okay. I got pictures with him on the internet. I hang out with him in Austin. Great guy. I mean, I was mesmerized by him and his performances. I'd see him doing his acting, and I'd be like, right there, because I was one of the Mexican soldiers,
Hmm.
and so especially when we had his death scene, I was like right there and stabbing him and all that. Um, Great guy. Got to know him. I really didn't get to know him all that well because he kept asking me questions, and I'm like, me? And he's like, what do you want to do? And I go, I want to do this. He goes, well, keep going. Don't ever
Hmm.
stop. This,
Hmm.
on your downtime, there's nothing going on. Get into theater. Get into theater group. do all of this stuff. So he was an inspiration. Of course, all the Hispanic talent that I grew up watching, like Pepe Serna and Edward
Right,
James
right.
Olmos, Cheech Marin, and George Lopez, all those guys. I grew up watching, like Julia Vera. She's my good friend. They all inspire me to do this, and I'm like, if they can do it, I can do it. And they're Mexican guy or Mexican American or Hispanic like me. So inspirations are all out there.
And it's 100%. We are inspired by actors
Yeah,
and producers and directors and
yeah,
people we look up to. They encourage us to do what we want to do.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that's amazing. So,
yeah.
keep up the good work. I really
Yes,
mean
sir.
that. And
Thank you,
you
man. I
know,
appreciate it.
this is we're a family in this
Yeah.
entertainment industry. So, and
Hey, the trailer for the film is out there, so I'll be posting it somewhere. Or if you want to post it, I made the trailer. If you see the trailer, I'm in it. I'm
yes,
surprised I
please
made the
do. I would
trailer.
love to share it.
Like I think you can see me like 3 or 4 times in the trailer. I mean, of course, you see me in the movie. We went to
Hmm.
go see it the other day, but I was surprised I made the trailer. Like, wow, really?
That's
Yeah,
awesome. I'm so proud of you.
yeah.
And
I'll send it to you.
please do, please do.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I said, I do appreciate you coming on my show.
Sure.
You're a producer, director, and a writer.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, thanks for reminding me about that.
You know, you,
Right now, were you gonna ask me a question about that? Sorry, go ahead.
no, I'm sorry. Being a producer, but you're mainly more an actor now. Uh, you know, uh, do you have any upcoming projects that you're going to produce?
Yeah. Well, right now, remember when COVID hit, and I had just got back into the movie business because even though the movie just got released, the one with Zoe, we
Hmm.
actually filmed that 5 years ago in
Oh, wow.
2019. Yeah, but they held on to it because at the end of 2019, and then 2020 hit, COVID hit, and then it just was a mess. Anyway, um, when my agent was telling me, hey guys, she was sending us emails.
Hmm.
I know we can't go nowhere, COVID, but don't just sit around. Do stuff. You can get on Zoom. You guys can work on scenes together. You can write a script. You can make a movie. And it brought me back to the story that remember I was telling you at the beginning how I got into the business. Got into the business wanting to be a director, like in
Right, right.
my dream. I actually became an actor instead, but that's another story how that happened. Because I wanted to be a director. I didn't want to be an actor. I wanted to be the writer and director, like Robert Rodriguez. Like he does all the writing and the camera, and so that's what I wanted to do. Anyway, so I had written a script years ago, but what happened was we're all here, and I said let's just make a movie. My buddy he had a camera, and I said let's make this movie. That's on YouTube right now. It's called Corona Kool-Aid. If you could get a chance, check it out. It's just pieced together
Yes,
really
definitely
fast.
will check it out.
But it's entertaining. It's funny. So when I did that, I go, and I can make a better movie than this. So once COVID kind of let up and we were able to kind of go out, I started auditioning actors, and we made this movie that I wrote, directed, acted in it, co-produced. Another friend of mine helped me produce it,
Hmm.
but it's called Buy Me a Taco. And so we filmed. I wrote that a while back, and I said we got to do this now. So I was able to get all these actors, and we did Buy Me a Taco. It just took a while to film it, because you know how we do weekends, people couldn't get on because they're working. And then once we finished it, it took a while to piece together because
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
my editor was busy, and then we'd have to do we would have to wait. So it took a year before we finally pieced it together, and then we started releasing it in the film festival circuit. And yes, right now my movie Buy Me a Taco is going to be at the Indie the Indie Vegas Film Festival in right there in Las Vegas next week, I believe, on the 26th of April. So we've gotten a few awards for it already. We've gotten Best Comedy like 2 times, and I think we got the Audience Award 1 time. So I think we have gotten 3 or 4 awards for it, but I'm still promoting it. And this is our last year because the festivals usually give you like a 3-year run, and then and this is our 3rd year. So I think at the end of the like November, I'm going to release it to everybody.
Uh-huh.
But
Well,
right now, I'm still the festival circuit.
Oh, that's amazing. Well,
Yeah.
I can't wait for all your projects to come out, and
Mm.
please keep all the audience updated, especially me. And I would gladly love to have you back on my show to talk about more about your projects.
Yeah, for sure, man. Anytime, man. I'll be here, man. Thank you. I appreciate you inviting me.
Well, you're very welcome again. Thank you for coming on.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that's my pleasure.
It means a lot. Thank you. Thank you. I would love to have you back.
Yes, sir.
Well, you have a good night, and I will or a good day, and I will talk to you soon.
Yeah, I can't wait to see this, man.
Yes, please, please share and
Yeah,
promote and
for sure.
subscribe to my YouTube channel, everyone. The Real Talk
Yes.
Show on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe.
Heck yeah.
All
And you
right.
can also look me up too. El Lobo Canal. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I have a Facebook channel. You can see the movie. Corona Kool-Aid. Check it out. Let me know
Yes,
what you think.
everyone, please do subscribe to us. We're on YouTube and
Yeah.
we're on Instagram. Look me up on the Real Talk Show and on Instagram and the Real Talk Show on YouTube. And please subscribe and follow and
Yeah.
stay tuned for the next upcoming actor or guest on my show. So thank you again for
Awesome.
coming on my show.
Hey, man. Appreciate you, man.
You're
Keep
welcome.
doing your
I'll talk
thing.
to you
Thank
soon.
you.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye. Bye.